Here's where it comes down to. You all are the academics. You all are the researchers. You are the brain power of our community. You are the intellectual power behind the Korean community. You and many, many others who are in this field together. I would like to propose that our organization, brand new, Korean American Institute, we're a DC-based nonprofit. We're brand new. We just have a year or so of experience so far. We're going to build a lot of things. I just put together a political almanac, and 4 of you elected officials are going to be, you can see yourself on the website. I won't show it to you today. But we're building a lot of tools and resources to help you do your job. What I would love to do is to convene the largest gathering of Korean American thinkers and policymakers and decision makers at once, so that we can have a roundtable discussion, break it down, the issues that we care about, and come up with an action plan. And here's my proposal. I'm going to end with this. You all meet in September every year for 3 years now, and you've only met in California. I love California, but I want to invite you to come out to the East Coast, because we need to have a national conversation. And I'd like to suggest that we partner with one of my buddies, and Edwards' buddies is a guy that runs the Philip Jason Foundation. You heard the Philip Jason story earlier, and it was in the presentation. Philip Jason Foundation, George Che, they happen to be celebrating their 50th anniversary next year in Philadelphia. They're a foundation that's been around. It's named after Philip Jason, one of the pioneers like An Chang-wo, President An Chang-wo. And because it's the 50th anniversary, and they just received a $2 million grant from the Mackenzie Foundation, Mackenzie Scott Foundation, they are expanding their facility to serve more underprivileged people through medical services and such. But they also want to do a lot of historic education training throughout the year. I said, hey, George, can we have a national conference? Let's call it the Korean American Policy Research Summit. I don't know, just call it whatever you want to call it. But let's gather 3 groups of people in Philadelphia next fall. And Philadelphia is symbolic, right? Because the year after that, 1776, 250th anniversary of American history, Philadelphia is going to be prominently featured in the next year or so. Why don't we have the convening of the beginning of Korean American history 2.0 or 3.0, and have the smartest groups of people, 3 groups I'm talking about. 1, you, professors, academics, education, ICANN, everybody who's involved in education, you're the experts. Please come and teach the rest of us. That's one group. Second group are the policymakers. You already have 4 here today, school board members, and school board members are the highest and the most important policymakers in America today, because they are literally at the front lines. We have today, as of today, since the beginning from 1954 to today, we've had 228 Korean Americans in elected office. Many more have run and didn't make it, but 228 have run. We have the directory of that information on our website right now. That's the first time that we did a comprehensive research. Of the 228, there are about 115 that are currently in office, including the 4 here. And by next year, we'll have a U.S. Senator, we'll have 2 statewide officials, and many, many others, including very senior levels on both sides of the aisle. We're going to invite them to come as well, because they are the policymakers. They are the Korean Americans that actually can make the difference in the policy and the laws. And bring their staff, bring their appointees, bring all these people that work in the policymaking space. So lobbyists, funders, others. So that's the second category, right? So first category, educators. Second category, policymakers. Third category, CBOs, community-based organizations, the actual service providers, the ones that are out there every day, adults, language programs, the education groups, the counseling groups, the family services groups, the scholarship organizations, the mental health providers, the young people, child caretakers, everybody who works at the grassroots in the Korean community across the country. There are many, many unsung heroes working behind the scenes. Let's get them in the room, because they need to research, they can tell us what we need to do as policymakers to be able to change the laws. I want to convene those 3 groups of people, one place, one time, to have a weekend-long conversation, discussion. And if we do that on an annual basis, and we start producing papers based on research, figure out what the gaps are in our knowledge, we can fill that through academics, I think that we can really move the needle way further than you meeting by yourselves, policymakers meeting by themselves, community organizations meeting by themselves. So that's my proposal. That's why I'm here. I want to further this conversation. It doesn't have to be today, but I'd love to look forward to having everybody participate. Please give us your feedback. We're here to be part of your organizations. And the bottom line is, if KAI does what we want to do, I think that the Korean American community will benefit in ways that we have not been able to benefit before through synergy. So with that, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm going to give this back to you.